done? Okay, my turn.
Oh, good grief. I don't think this tree is worth it. But let's play with the monsters. Okay, I changed my mind. I definitely want to kill them. Got him! Yes, 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 I got him. Well, good morning. We're back in Middle Earth. And last time we had a super long episode as we were setting up to be able to do daily quests here. So,
there is dancing
now that that's done,
the wine flows like water.
One, it should be a little shorter of a video. Two, we won't have to see everything over again. But we will start with how we do the daily. So we start by picking up the daily quest, which is down on the first level by the city stables. And then we go right into the city stables and take care of the horses. Oh, and as you can see, Fistula has a new dress. So she did get enough tokens to get that pretty dress and the shoulders and the circlet and even the boots. So yay, she has all that. Now let's deal with the horses. So we go over here, we do this well-groomed horse, or well-behaved horse. Now we'll groom this disheveled horse. Go over here, and then we have another well-behaved horse. And we're feeding the well-behaved horses apples, of course. And we're brushing the ones that need brushing. Oh, another one that needs brushing. Okay, another well-behaved horse. Now, I mean, I'm just going to point this out. Am I feeding the horse or shoving the apple up his rear? Turn the horse around. And another disheveled horse. Alright, so that quest is done. So we turn it in, and we've done our first of our 10 quests for the day. And since we've already read all those, we don't have to do that again either. Oh, we could have taken the stable up to the next level, but it's just as easy to take a horse there. A little slower, but just as easy. We'll head up. But we'll take the horse up to the... No, we won't take the horse up to the 3rd level because we have to pick up a couple quests on the way. Okay. Beautiful area. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't mean to knock you all over. Good thing there's no collision mechanics. We don't actually knock the NPCs over. I wonder if they're used to... I cannot remember if there used to be collision mechanics. I don't think so. Because I know people will abuse collision mechanics.
Welcome, welcome.
Then we got this artist who needs different materials. So we'll pick up his quest. Head over this way. Those are pretty. I like the garlands. Too bad you don't get that as a decoration. I don't think so, at any rate. And of course we have this lady who needs help getting her ring back from a hound who she is swears is tormenting her. That hound has no ring. These hounds are rather annoying because they will just change direction on a dime. Hound has no ring. Hound has no ring. Hound has no ring on his head. No ring. No ring. See what I mean by changing a direction on a dime? You found the ring. Okay. So we'll turn that in.
What can I do for you?
Unhelpful hounds. And we'll grab the flowers for the artist and take his quest, which is to go water bushes and pull weeds. Not the most fun part of gardening. Ooh. And we'll go over here and talk to this lady who has the clay for the artist. Go in here. And talk to this guy who wants us to deliver letters to the healers.
Would you give me a moment of your time, friend?
And back out. And now we can take the stable up to the top tier. So we want the high stables. And we can just dismount right here. Get on our horse. Not the horse I wanted, but it'll do. And go up top. And here we are going to pick up all the other quests we can pick up and work our way down through all the quests. Because by the time we get to the bottom tier, we will have finished enough quests to turn in the daily before coming back and turning in quests up top.
Might I take a moment?
So we're just going to take these. We've read them all already.
Would you do
Maybe
something
we'll
for me?
read them again sometime.
Would you do something for me?
But there was a lot of reading involved, and my throat was a little tiny bit
Hello,
scratchy
friend.
by the time I
Could you
was
help me
done.
with something?
So,
What is it?
like I said, there are a
What is
ton
it?
of quests here, so you can pick and choose your quest and still have your 10. Alright, now we need to go talk to Aragorn about... about the issue that Gimli ran across. I think we do have to talk to him. I hope so. Let's check the quest. Yeah, talk to King Elessar in the Tower of Ithilien in Minas Tirith. Alright.
You have returned just in time. I planned to send for you.
You have returned just in time, Fistula. I planned to send for you, but I see you have come to me with some purpose of your own. You briefly mentioned Gandalf's worries concerning the legacy of the Ken strife and the possibility that the folks of Gondor may not accept Elessar's marriage to Arwen. Your friend raises an eyebrow at that, and his demeanor becomes once more Aragorn than Elessar. That is not a concern of mine, Fistula. Arwen will be a good queen, and the kingdom will come to accept her. There will be no kin strife this time.
Messengers from Amondine have come to the city, bringing word of a traveling party from the north.
Messengers from Amondine have come to the city, and they bring word that a riding of fair folk has come out of the north. Even now they draw near the walls of the Pelennor, and my betrothed is with them. Go to the gates of the city, Fistula, and tell Hurin I will be down presently. I would ask you to then greet the party from Rivendell, and let them know they are long awaited and most welcome in Gondor. Alright. So. Party, party, party. Arwen and her family are arriving. And since we have to do a lot less reading, this should also go faster. Oh, somebody's shooting off some fireworks. Alright, so I'm going here, House of Healing, the High Hall, and deal with some drunks. I still want to know what they're doing, letting the drunks just willy-nilly party in a House of Healing. She gives you a dirty look and runs off. Well, you know, if you would tone that volume down from 10 to maybe a respectable 6, maybe people wouldn't be so annoyed with you. Oh, and one thing I did note, for this quest at least, if you're with a party, now you each have to get your own bottles, but chasing off the revelers is actually shared. So when one person does it, everybody gets credit for it. Something to note if you're in a small fellowship when you're doing this. Half empty bottle of Posset. Half empty bottle of Naruvar. Naruvar? Galadnan. Galadnan. There's the Posset. Posset or Posset? I don't know. They're made up names anyway. Alright, so we've chased off enough revelers. There's Baron's blood. I still don't think I would drink something named after someone's blood. Naruvar. Or not Naruvar. And we need one more. And we'll do this Peneth plum wine. And out of all of them, that's probably the one I would pick. And like I said, I'm not much of a wine person. I think the only one I've ever really liked was a wine called Red Cat. And it was by a small winery in the Finger Lakes. Very sweet dessert type wine. Actually very tasty. But even then, I don't think I ever bought more than 2 bottles of this stuff over some years. Because like I said, I just Not a big fan of wine. Definitely not a fan of beers, ales, and meads. I guess you could say I'm not really a fan of drinking.
How can
Not
I
that
be of
I'm against
service?
it, but I just personally don't like it myself.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Well, thank you. You sound like a sweetheart. You sound like just the type of person that should be working in a hospital. Oh, here's one coming up.
Greetings, friend.
There's the other one.
How can I be of service?
I like her dress. I like the simplicity of the cloak on her back, too. I still wish I could have a hairstyle like that with the twin braids and then loose in the back. Boy, you'd have to have some really thick hair to pull that one off. Excuse me.
What do you need?
I need you to stay still for a minute. That's what I need.
What do you need?
I need you to stop and listen. I mean, that's pretty much all I need. This would be a lovely hospital. I mean, you have a central courtyard with a garden and water fountains. And people could come and sit and rest. Some nice rooms with really nice beds for hospital. Alright, so which way is over here? Alright, so down we go. As you can see, this is already going faster, and I guess that guy is in a rush. He's just sitting there throwing himself over the side. Like, there's not really a need to be in that much of a rush unless, you know, you got 5 minutes to get it done before you get ready for work or something. I guess that would be a reason to be rushing. And we run down here to the House of Lore. And of course we have flowers to place. These arrangements are nice. Not as nice as the other ones, but they're still nice. I swear I see some renoculums in there. Some carnations, maybe a lily or two, or some rosebuds. Could be that too. Ale Friday is starting right now at Thorns Hall Inn. Come along, drink an ale and tell a tale. All ales on the house. Okay, so yes, it is Friday. I am recording this in advance because when you're watching this today, I will be getting ready for a doctor's appointment.
Would you do something for me?
But it's good to know that there are some sort of events still. I don't know how roleplay they are, but it sounds like it might be something fun if anybody wanted to check it out on a Friday. It sounds like they do this in the Thorns Hall Inn. Oh, where it is. There it is. Oh, she beat me to it. Now I gotta wait. Okay. She's got that one already, too. Alright. We'll wait over here. Oh, while we're here, let's say hi to Miss Lerberil.
How can I be of service?
It's a bit stuffy in here, do you not agree? The woman looks up towards where Kaladin is with a smirk, and then returns to reading her book. So, I think the lady he's trying to write this poem for is the one that actually opened the window, which is rather amusing. I don't know if she so agrees with his sentiments or the way he's going about them. But I thought that would be a nice aside to read.
Greetings, friend.
Because we can't read it after we've turned it in. Alright, back down, and that's some impressive statues. Let's take a moment to admire them, shall we? We'll get up on the table. I know, rude, huh? Those are some nice statues. You imagine something like that in real life. Beautiful. Alright, enough being a tourist. We don't want this to be another 2-hour video. Now, I think we're finished up here. We got the barrel of ale. We have the house. And now we go this way. But remember, your ramps stagger. So it's going to be on the first level on the left of the map. Second level, right. Third level, left. Fourth level, right. Fifth level, left. Sixth level, right. So if you're on a level, just remember, odd numbers are on the left, even numbers are on the right. And then you'll remember where your ramps are. And there's our ramp right there. Okay. So down we go. And on this level, what do I have on this level? I think I have to pass out samples. Yep, I'm passing out food samples.
Greetings.
And we have the Blue Theater.
What can I do for you?
Greetings. What can I do for you?
How can I be of service?
Alright, so we have delivered all the pastry samples. And one or two people actually very much liked them as they were. One suggested adding bacon.
Hello,
One
friend.
suggested
Can you help me with something?
adding nuts, although they absolutely hate nuts, which makes absolutely no sense. Alright, so remember when you're looking for the 6 castmates, there is 1 male and 1 female hobbit, 2 dwarves, a male human, and a female elf. So we found the male hobbit already. And that's one of his places that he hangs out. Now sometimes in here will also be one of the dwarves. And he will usually stand over around here. But he's not there, which means he's somewhere else. Okay, nobody in there right now. And of course, once again, we can use the Shift F10 to locate our NPCs we're looking for. So here's one of the 2 dwarves. And I think he's the one that will also occasionally hang out inside the theater too. And the other dwarf is up here right now. Over here looking at the books. Now we have found 1 hobbit and 2 dwarves so far. The elf is always back here. Although where exactly back here is debatable. Sometimes she's right here. Sometimes she will be right here sitting at that table. And sometimes she'll be hanging out in here. Now we have to find the human man. And he is upstairs. Of course, helping himself to the buffet. All we have left to find is our female hobbit. And she is over here right now. So she's here right now. But sometimes she also hangs out right here. And there's one other spot I can't remember. But we have found everyone.
Greetings, friend.
So we can move on. Very easy. And I've forgotten which tier I'm on. Oh, 4. Okay. So I'm on an even numbered tier. Which means I have to go right to find the ramp down. Like I said, this should be a lot faster than the first one. The first one was a lot of setup and a lot of reading. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. Now here we have a couple places we need to go. We're going to start with the lady passing out pastries to the guards. She also has the charcoal for the artist. And while we're down here, we also want to look for our wedding supplies. There's one of our guards. And they roam the same general area, so they're not usually too hard to find. And here's our second one. Come back here, you. I want to talk to you. You look hungry. Take this pastry. Oh, we have some wedding supplies right here. Run across this way, and I saw some more wedding supplies somewhere. Oh, I guess when I picked up that one, it disabled the other one. House of Rest. Wedding supplies. And somewhere around here is supposed to be the third guard, too. So we're going to get back on our horse and look for him. Oh, he's nearby. There he is. Okay, no wedding supplies there. But we have wedding supplies here. And there's our fourth guard. And we head over here. I think this is the Merry Swan. Well, that's not the Merry Swan. We need to go a little bit further. Yep, this is the Merry Swan. And there we go. And that auto-completes itself, which is nice. I wish more of these little side quests did that. And we have our second ale barrel. And of course the other two will be down on the second level. One at the Mumok and the other at the Splintered Shield. Oh, wedding supplies. And we only need one more, which we can get when we turn in the quest for the delivering the letters to healers. All right. No, we've already done 7, turned in 7 quests for the daily. And we're getting ready to turn in 8. Like I said, by the time you get to the bottom, you'll be able to turn in the daily and then just run back up to the 7th level and turn in the rest for the tokens. Or you could wait till the next day, pick up the next daily, and turn in all those quests, and then just find whatever you need to fill in for your 10. I kind of just like to turn them all in because, well, I want the tokens, you know? And oh, somebody grabbed that one. Okay. Oh, he grabbed both of them. Okay. Well, luckily enough, they respawn pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and turn that
What can I do
in.
for you?
And we'll come over here. And hopefully this one will respawn soon. So we only need one more. Wish they would change that ringing sound. It reminds me of the instant message or the private message sound. So you hear it and you think, oh, here, we'll get these instead. You hear it and you think you're getting a message when you're not. Alright, so we have our 5 wedding supply crates. And now we are going to head over and do our watering and weeding. Yeah, I got to do that this weekend. That's a thing. But, you know, that's what I get if I want to have vegetables growing. I'm not having any luck with carrots, and I don't know why. Anybody know about growing carrots? Leave me a comment. Alright, head up here into the garden. Which by itself is a very nice place if you wanted to do some roleplay. There's a lot of nice spots here in Minas Tirith, before and after battle. And just note that if you're doing roleplay in the before version, you're probably going to deal with some mobs at some point. Even within the walls of Minas Tirith, there are certain spots where you will run into mobs. Alright, over here, grab this. Water this plant. Doesn't look any different for being watered, but I guess it doesn't work that way. They don't instantly perk up when you water them. Alright, so that's done, and we're going to head down the ramp, turn that in. Okay, here we are. So we turn this one in. And we head this way. It's a veritable slalom course down here. Then we'll turn in this guy's quest here. And at this point, you have completed 10 quests. So if you wanted to stop, all you'd have to do is run down to the first level, turn in the daily, and you'd be done. Like I said, it's pretty easy, but I'm going to keep going because, like I said, I want the tokens. And to be honest, the XP doesn't hurt either. So we are going to go past the splintered shield. Go all the way to the end here to where the Mumak and baby are. Mumak can keep. It's a burden baby. Well. And they have a effigy of a Mumak as their centerpiece. Made out of barrels and scrap fabrics, and it looks like an honest to God pair of Mumak trunks. Not trunks, husks. Quite the rowdy place. And my horse is roller skating because the graphics hadn't caught up with my movement yet. Never seen the point of paying for a game than skipping content to get to end. Oh, you and me both, buddy. I never understood that either. Why are you paying to play a game and then paying to skip the game? It doesn't make sense. Let's stop agreeing. Twice in a day is a bit much, wouldn't you agree? I agree. Totally agree. Screams.
Will you give me a moment
So
to be
apparently
kind,
they
friend?
don't usually agree, but this time they're agreeing quite a bit. Because that's the amazing thing about people. They can disagree on things, but most of the time they'll find that they have more in common than not. Yes, there are exceptions, because it certainly happens. But if you stop to actually talk to someone that you've disagreed with, you will likely find things you agree with. Alright, so last of the minstrels. I'm sure we can find something to argue about later. That's funny. I think they enjoy the banter more than anything. Alright, let's see if we can't find our wine today. That's right, we found it on the first shot last time. Which was too bad, because some of these are quite funny. The wine tastes like your great aunt's moldy basement. This wine has sapped all joy from your life. It's probably not possible to add more water to this wine. A fizzing effervescence on your tongue. This wine is not supposed to have bubbles. So tart it makes your lips pucker and your eyes water. Oh, we're gonna get all of them. It seems like. Ah, this dark red tastes of blackcurrant leather and a nice. There's another one that compares the taste of the wine to a wet dog, or the smell of it, which sounds thoroughly unpleasant. Of course, I don't have a dog to smell when it's wet. I do have cats, though, and I imagine they smell similar to wet dogs, which is not pleasant.
Hello there.
Okay, so we've turned this guy's quest in, and we finished up everything here. Now we can head down to the first tier where we have one quest left that needs to be done, and that's to help the little girl pick flowers for her mommy. Because she doesn't seem to be all that keen on doing it herself. She's too busy playing with her friends. No surprise, she's a little girl. I guarantee, if I had my choice between doing chores or going outside to play when I was a little girl, I would have chosen going outside to play. No lie. Alright, so down we go. Pretty structure here. I mean, what they did to bring the city to life is pretty impressive. There are little things wrong here and there, like this grass is not contained within the boards of where it's supposed to be. It's creeping out. If you think about it, in real life that happens too. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's chase down a little girl. Oh, for heaven's sake. Come here. Come here, you child. Told you she's too busy playing. There we go. Collect the flowers for her. And as you can see, we've managed to run through these quests a lot quicker than last time. Once you have the whole thing set up and you kind of have an order to do them in, things work out a lot better. And of course, it certainly does help that I've done this a few times. Just a few times. I think this is, what, the 3rd or 4th year of them running this festival. It's actually relatively new. The first year, it definitely took a little time to figure out some sort of a routine. And honestly, I must thank... Oh, I have to return to the daughter. Okay, I picked all the flowers. I must thank my friend that I play on a regular basis with for figuring out probably the most efficient way to do this. He's really good with stuff like that. And I really appreciate him for it. Because sometimes I can be very, I don't know, how would you put it? Inefficient. Did we go past the little girl? We did. There she is. At least she's staying still for the moment. And we have made the crown. Nice little checked blanket. Yeah, it's too bad we can't have little handheld things like picnic basket. And when you use it, it sets up a little picnic with a blanket and some food. That would be so much fun. Or set up a campsite in the wilderness where you could actually maybe do your basic repairs and rest. That would be fun too. Alright, so we have turned in our dailies. And now here is the guy we need to talk to.
The party from Rivendell is outside the gate. Might you bring them our greeting?
The party from Rivendell is outside the gate, Fistula. I understand you are to bring them the greeting of the city, and I will await the arrival of King Elessar. Very good. These elves are known to you, yes? You trust they intend no harm to Gondor the king? Then they will be welcome here, and I will permit none to speak ill of them. So, I'm going to get on my horse for this. They're a little bit of a ways away. Here's the wedding party. And we are met first by the sons of Elrond. Hello, Elra here.
Hail to you, friend of adventure.
Hail to you, friend of adventure. Well, let my brother and I greet you as gladly as we may, for this is a day both of gladness and of sorrow. Gladness for the joy of our sister, but sadness too, for she has chosen to walk with her love Elessar, and her people will mourn to be parted from her. While we remain in Middle-earth, Eldin and I will soothe the sting of this hurt with exploration and adventure, with combat and feats of martial skill. This is our way, and I know it is yours as well, Fistula.
The journey was a long one, but we would not miss Arwen's wedding.
The journey was a long one, but we would not miss Arwen's wedding. Let our younger sister heed the wisdom of her older brothers. Eldon gives you a playful smile. We are little more than 100 years older than she, but that century makes all the difference in wisdom, Fistula. Ask anyone, and they will tell you I speak true. So next we have Glorfindel and Aristor.
Magovanen.
Megovanen, Fistula. We have come a long way for the wedding of Arwen Undomiel to King Elessar of Gondor, Elessar. But our journey is almost at its end. I have been chief counselor of Elrond's household for many years, and he has long relied upon my wisdom and advice. But what of these have I to offer today? These are times a daughter's happiness must be against a father's sorrow, but how often do the sundering seas lie between one and the other? Rarely, perhaps, but the choice having been made for Lord Elrond and his daughter, the answer appears to be always.
It is good to see you again, my friend. Far from lands where it has been our custom to meet.
It is good to see you again, my friend, far from lands where it has been our custom to meet. There are few occasions that might draw so many from the Hidden Vale to the long road, but the marriage of Elrond's daughter Arwen Undomiel is one. She is to wed Elessar of Gondor, but that is not the only name he wore during their courtship. Aragorn he was, and Estel, and while others called him Strider, the name brought laughter to her lips and amusement to her heart. It is a time for love's joy, Fistula, but there is sadness in it too, a father's sorrow for the daughter from whom he must be parted. That is another reason so many have come south, for even amid such joy, their dear friend must lose something too, and that is a grief. And Celeborn and Galadriel.
I greet you once again and name you friend.
I greet you once again, Fistula, and name you friend. You and I have walked in dangerous places, but let us set aside the memory of them for now, for this is a time of celebration. That there may still be such as these in what is welcome indeed, though the time of my people draws near to an end.
A time of great evil has passed, and now hearts will be lightened with joy.
A time of great evil has passed, Fistula, and now hearts will be lightened with joy. Arwen has long awaited this day, but its arrival was never certain. Now that it has come, let none stand in the way of love's bounty, lest they risk my granddaughter's ire, or my own. I assure you, both may be fearful.
Magovanen, my friend.
Megovanen, my friend, it is no small thing to bring so many across the mountains and to these distant lands, but for the love of my daughter, all here would make the journey tenfold. The defeat of Sauron has made safer the lands hereabout. The road was not difficult, and though my grieving heart tried to slow my steps, the light of joy in Arwen's face kept steady my pace. For all the knowledge I possess, Fistula, I cannot solve this riddle. Arwen will be parted from her kindred, or from her betrothed, and none of my wisdom can ease that parting. Still I am here, and would be nowhere else on this day, or on any day that my daughter desired.
It is good to see you.
It is good to see you, Fistula, so far from the place of our first meeting, and with so much having happened since. I have walked for many years in Middle-earth, but I feel something I have never felt before. I am like a young sapling, my life just now beginning. I assure you, it is a peculiar sensation for one of the Eldar, Fistula.
I understand the preparations are nearly complete.
I understand the preparations are nearly complete. You tell Arwen that the Council of Gondor authorized a great number of plans and preparations for the wedding, and Aragorn believes they are nearing completion. When you tell her that Gimli has some suggestions relating to the vows she and her betrothed might speak during the ceremony, Arwen smiles fondly. I have already given the matter some thought, and chosen words of my own. My love is certain to have done the same, but my heart is warmed by the kind thoughts of Gimli, son of Glóin. May the words of our vows measure up to those he is devising. But is that my betrothed I see? Has he come down from the city gates to greet his bride?
The sight of my beloved has stolen all speech from me, my friend.
The sight of my beloved has stolen all speech from me, my friend. For so long have we awaited this day, and now it arrives. Can it be so? Speak to me, Fistula, so I will know that this is truly my Lady Undomiel, Arwen Evenstar, and no illusionary dream of my hopeful mind. And are we ready?
After
I
so
think
many
we are.
labors, at last, it is time.
After so many labors, at last it is time. Come with me, my friend. Together my love and I will ascend the levels of the White City, and tomorrow, on Midsummer's Day, we will be married at last.
It was on Midsummer's Day that folk from near lands and far came to the White City to witness the great wedding.
Aragorn smiles at you. I am pleased you could be here, Fistula, on this day of joy. Take your place beside Mary, my friend. You take your place next to Mary and the procession continues.
My govanen peretel, vivered toledlin.
My omenina, Estelle.
Allein eletnin svila.
Ellen sila lumen omintiavo arimeldania.
I bid you welcome. We come here in time of celebration, that we may share in the joys of peace. Let us rejoice that the war is ended, and that love endures.
Oh.
But remember, too, the coming of the dawn does not mean an end to all shadows. Many are those who gave their lives so we might see this day. Let us pause to remember those whose time has passed and will not come again. Now let us speak of three whose deeds are worthy of especial remembrance. Hail Theoden, King of the Mark! At the hour of Gondor's need, his horsemen broke the siege, delivering the White City from its enemies. Long will the ride of the Rohirrim be remembered in song and with glad hearts. Hail Boromir, Captain General of Gondor! Bravely did he defend his people from the threat of Mordor, with valor known to all. Yet his greatest deeds are known to few. Still, they were no less needful for Sauron's undoing. And last, Hail Denethor, steward of Gondor until the coming of the king.
The crowd murmurs with discontent at the mention of Denethor.
Be still! I call for silence. Speak no ill of what you do not understand. Lord Denethor held your foes at bay, though the Dark Lord's malice tested him ever. If not for these labors, this city would have fallen ere any help could come. Few who stand here today could suffer what he endured for so long. Not even I. But let us now turn to more joyful matters.
It would be nice.
The long night is over, and love and laughter come with the day. Every wedding brings cause for celebration, but no marriage more than this. For the blood of Earendil's children, long parted, shall once more be made one. Aya Elenianan Kalima. Let the light you bear shine upon this glad union. I call upon those honored guests who wish to speak to come forward now.
Long in the years of men, but short by my counting, have I known the doom of this day. It was to be the fate of Arwen Undomiel to part either from her kin or from Middle-earth. Now her path is set, and this joy brings great sorrow. Our roads shall not meet again ere the breaking of the world. Yet despite the pain it brings, I cannot wish otherwise. Why would I deem it so?
You know the reason, husband of my daughter. For is love not mightiest of all forces in the world?
So say the men of Gondor. We have not the wisdom of elves, but this much is clear to us. Love gives courage to stand against the hardships arrayed against us. Even courage to part from those dearest to us, son of Gondor? Aye, Lord Elrond, even so. I have now felt such love, and I know this is true.
I do not wish to speak above my place.
Say on, Frodo. None here hold a place higher than yours.
Well, I was thinking about the Shire. Most of you have never seen it, but it is my home. It is a fair green country where we hobbit folk live, untroubled by the world's great trials.
Mostly untroubled?
Well, we have come a long way from the Shire. On that journey, a friend once spoke to me of the world's perils. There are many dark places, he said, but still there is much that is fair. Though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater.
This is a saying of the Eldar, Frodo Baggins.
It was told to me by Haldir of Lorien, on the banks of the Silverlode. I think that love and sorrow are often entwined, and each hones the other. If we did not know both, I very much doubt we would feel either as strongly. But I have gone on for too long. Sam wished to say a few words as well.
Oh, I needn't, Mr. Frodo.
Go on, Samwise.
Well, it's only a plain old rhyme, but... Age long, our garden bore no bloom. left barren cold and buried deep. Far under snows of winter's gloom, the seeds we sowed did softly sleep. And through the wind and sullen frost, they waited well and did not fade. Now, winter dwindles, cold is lost, and sunshine rests upon the glade. Springtime dawns and sprout and shoot, limn the lawns with golds and blues. And with the summer's flower and fruit, the garden glows, awash with hues. And what to thank for all these splendors? None but the kind hands of its tenders. Care well for the plots you mind. Love things that grow beneath the soil. Foster them with thoughts most kind. And joy shall repay all your toil. Whew.
Well spoken, Master Gamgee. A simple rhyme indeed. Now, to the matter at hand. When two are to be wed, the rights of both elves and men call for the exchange of golden rings. Given events of recent days, however, perhaps it is best to skip this custom, unless our lovers object. Then let their hands be joined instead, and thus reveal their bond to all as they take their oaths to each other.
Though I turn from the everlasting west, I am undiminished. An hour with you brings more joy than 1,000 years apart. When you embarked upon your quest, my sorrow was as none I have ever known. Now we are again together, and so shall stay. I choose Luthien's path, bound to your fate, as was hers to Baron's. Mainuvan melnetja, ter corviarenya artenoyo.
We are as two fair trees entangled beneath the sun, rooted deep, drinking light together. My heart has belonged to you from the hour I first beheld your grace beneath the leaves. You are my hope, the sustaining flame I bore unto the jaws of shadow. The even star who guided my steps through labor and fear. Mainovon melnetja, ted corvierenyar artenoyo.
Nai alaquin embeve tulva, alaniere nexhuvabet.
Aragorn Elessar, son of Arathorn, will you wed Arwen, daughter of Elrond, and henceforth be husband unto her?
I will.
Arwen Undomiel, daughter of Celebrian, will you wed Aragorn, son of Gilraen, and henceforth be wife unto him?
I will.
Then before the Valar, and the one who stands above all others, and in sight of men and elves, and dwarves.
Oh, and hobbits, don't forget us.
And all free folk, let you be bound together, and the twin lines of Earendil be made one anew. All hail the High King of the South Realm and the North, and all hail the High Queen!
Hail Elessar! Hail Domiel! Eglario! Praise him with great praise!
flowers anew over the kingdom restored.
Mithrandir never fails to impress, does he not? But I understand the ceremony is merely the beginning of the festivities this night. I hope to see you later, my friend. Well, it was quite the wedding, wasn't it? Next time we will complete the wedding quest chain and maybe do a little more festivaling of our own, as there will be a new space open to us, the feasting hall. But until then, bye for now.